This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy Black Magus, back with another Black Thought, and discussing the Lavar Ball incident only because of this tweet that I saw someone retweet, which I thought was the most ridiculous thing. So Tariq Nasheed, self-proclaimed race baiter himself, came out and posted this tweet after Lavar Ball responded to the criticism and his being banned from ESPN. First, Lavar Ball's response was basically he just thinks that Molly's mind was in the gutter and he wasn't intending any harm or anything like that. Okay, fair enough. Do I believe him? Not really. But I'll get to all that later. First, Tariq Nasheed's comments were, I agree with Lavar Ball here. Molly, like many people in the dominant society, whenever black males are in the vicinity, was the one who overreacted because she must have had black genitals on the brain. People like to project their scary black penis fantasies, fears onto black men. First, if you celebrate that comment, please explain to me what type of brain trauma did you suffer to find that an appealing and a justifiable statement. So he says the dominant society. I'm assuming he's talking about white people, that of which Molly Qerim is not. So okay, I guess her society is dominant. I'm not sure what her nationality or race is. I believe she's Arabic, of Arabic background, but I'm not sure, so apology. She's half Albanian, half Italian, so I'm off, and apologies for that. But yeah, so she's not of the dominant society, so one, I don't understand that part. Two, she's married to a black man, so she probably did have black genitals on her mind at some point during the day, because I'm sure her and her husband, Jalen Rose, who also works for ESPN, have sex, and hopefully he's, satisfying her to where she would want to have his dick on her brain. None of that shit made sense. The whole scary black penis thing is like, I gotta say hats off to you for drawing in the stupid people who just want to have a reason to yell and scream on the internet. Again, he calls himself the #1 race baiter. You're a good internet baiter. You bait people into following ridiculous ideology. Hats off to you. That's how you gain your fame. Hey, I ain't mad at you. People willing to pay money to you for that dumb shit. Fine. Hey, that's the way the society is going anyway. So I'm sure he says some interesting and poignant things at some point, but that wasn't it. So if that is emblematic of the type of content that he puts out, I'm kind of glad I don't follow the brother. Anyway, so but moving past that into the actual heart of the matter, the Lavar Ball situation. So here's my thing. I heard the comment, the whole "you can switch gears with me anytime" thing. Did he mean harm? I'm sure he didn't mean harm, but he did say something that I think a lot of guys still don't like, the idea of the fact that things like this, what we think are charming, that are alluring, that are clever, aren't anymore. They're not accepted anymore, and women don't necessarily just roll their eyes and just walk past it anymore like they used to, and rightfully so, because for one, that's just corny. It's corny and stupid as fuck. So strike one for being corny and dumb as fuck, but two, it's unnecessary. It's unnecessary. Whether he was serious or not, it's the type of casual flirtation that doesn't play anymore. However you want it, whatever you want to call it. I call it casual flirtation because that's generally how we're raised as men to perceive it as such, and that's why we do it. That's supposed to be the thing that we do to charm and attract women, and things like that. Yeah, you could just say that you're just being playful and all that, but let's be honest, fellas. A lot of times when we say shit like that, we're doing it because we want a woman to react a certain way towards it, or to find it cute, or just to get a reaction. That's why we do it. And her reaction was, no, don't do that. Now, do I think that he got banned from ESPN specifically for this comment? No. I honestly think that this is just the result of like his accumulative personality probably make an impression. And we don't know the ins and out exactly of who did what. Of course, we have the report saying that ESPN decided to sever ties with them, and they felt, then the word is this is due to that comment. I feel like there's more to this than we don't know, and I think from my perspective, it's just a last strike type of thing, because while his other super offensive comment to a woman that was perceived super offensive to a woman was said to a Fox Sports employee, generally speaking, he does have a reputation for saying some off-the-cuff things that can be offensive. And maybe they don't want to be involved with some type of person. Maybe they've gotten enough feedback from their fans to say, yo, why do you keep putting this clown on here? Because he is a clown. Let's be honest. Seriously. Side note, all of y'all here who love to lionize this guy because he's a father and he's helping his children, which he's not. He's actually a guy taking the opportunity to take his children's talent and utilize it to benefit and gain fame and prosperity for himself. It's fame and prosperity that he's always wanted, because he wanted to play basketball. He was never good enough to make it on his own life. So he has raised 3 basketball players, and he is constantly guiding their careers and trying to control them in a certain way. Sure, he could say all that, I'm just wanting to make it so the league don't take advantage and blah blah blah, but coming up with his own league and all that. No, that's not it, because we've had many NBA fathers who've been in their children's life who actually let them control their lives and make their own decisions. He doesn't. He likes to fucking have control. He's a control freak who is using and manipulating his children's talents for his own personal gain. We would not care about Lavar Ball if it wasn't for his kid. If it wasn't for Lonzo being a prominent college player, we wouldn't give a fuck about him. Because if Lonzo was just an average college player, he wouldn't have the opportunity to speak. But he got a son who went to UCLA and made a name for himself, and he grabbed onto that and began to establish his own star. And that's his whole thing. It's all about him. It is not about him wanting the best for his kids. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but the things that you see him do on TV, the behavior that he exhibits, and the different like ventures that he's gone in, they're not for his children. Because again, most fathers don't need that limelight. They don't need the spotlight to like help their kids move along. If you are a good father and you raise like 3 good men, they'll know how to handle their business and take care of their lives, and you let them with your blessing. So miss me with all that. He's an opportunist, plain and simple. He's an opportunist. He's an asshole, and y'all are fucking like putting this dude on the pedestal for no reason. There's no reason to celebrate this man and to excuse his buffoonery. I guess the end of this aside notice, seriously, black men, I need us to stop fucking like falling over the feet of dudes who raise their kids. I know a lot of us didn't have a father in our lives who would be there for us, and there's a lot of us who have kids who are great fathers to their children, and there is that perception that black men don't stick around. A lot of us know why that's true, because, well, not true, but why that's something that people think is true, rather, because I know tons of great fathers, but a lot of people think that's true because, let's be honest, a lot of us has experienced that, and a lot of people know people like us who has experienced that, and the things that you see generally gets perceived as the norm, which is not true, but that's just the way it was, especially for my generation. That being said, this don't make him special, because you're supposed to be a father to your children. You're supposed to be there. So we need to stop over exaggerating this. It's good that he's there for his children, but that doesn't make him a special figure or someone that should be celebrated because he's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. And we need to stop making this a national holiday type event when we see a black man taking care of their kids. Much love and respect to all the fathers out there, but that's what Father's Day is for. Every other day, we ain't got to be sitting here harping on that shit and trying to blow that shit out of proportion, okay? Because you're supposed to be that way. You know what I mean? That's for your kids to do. That's not for the rest of the world to do. Your kids should do that every day, but the rest of the world shouldn't necessarily be falling at your feet because you decided to take care of your damn kids like you're supposed to do. That's just that right there. But moving on, I think LaVar Ball's accumulative personality mishaps, where he said offensive things not just to women but to people in general, have been very outlandish and abrasive and things like that. It's probably ESPN probably saw this as an opportunity to say, you know what, finally, people keep saying that we need to have him on because he's gold and all this. Somebody at ESPN probably just needed that excuse to say, yo, let's just say fuck this dude. He's given us a reason to say fuck him. Now we have a reason just not to cut ties, because if they would have just cut ties, people would have made up some hyperbolic reason to be like, oh, they just hating on him because of this and that and blah, blah, blah. Of course, you're getting a hyperbolic reaction to this, but at the end of the day, there is a better case for, I guess, ESPN to make that reasonable people would probably be able to see. Again, I don't think this is the actual reason why he's gone, but if he is making their host uncomfortable, that's reasonable. And of course, I think it's also ESPN taking a dig at Fox Sports, because at the time when he told that lady to stay in her own lane, that was wrong. He shouldn't have been condescending like that to her for no reason. He should have apologized for that bullshit. But he's big and brash, and he's supposed to be all that. So, and everybody likes dickish personalities these days, so he gets away with it and he gets celebrated for it. But I say kudos to ESPN for just saying, yo, we don't need this clown. Because seriously, what does he bring to the table, really, other than let's see this guy act like a goof fucking ball on TV? He's not an expert. He doesn't really have anything substantial to say. He just likes to aggrandize himself and to blow smoke and to make himself look good. Shit, do like the rest of us who do YouTube and do that shit if you really want to do it. You know what I mean? You want to blow smoke and shit like that. But he don't need to be on TV. There's nothing spectacular or special that he does. Not at all. He's not a dynamic, engaging personality. He's not an interesting personality. He's just a dude who talks a lot of shit, and we find that entertaining for some reason. But dudes like him come a dime a dozen, and there's a lot more who are a lot more intelligent, a lot more interesting, and a lot more worthy of TV time. So whatever. But yeah, it's an interesting. I could see some of the arguments about the overreaction to this. As from my point of view, if you ain't gonna get him for some of the shit if you weren't gonna stop fucking with him for some of the other dumb shit that he said, at this point, this is light work to you. That's how I look at it. But hey, he offended someone, or they felt offended. They don't want to be bothered with them, and it's their choice. I think that's one of the things too. It's we just, whether or not you think that it was offensive enough or that he actually meant any harm or not, if someone feels uncomfortable about something, the reaction should be, and we talked about this on the podcast, but the reaction should be like, yo, you know what? My bad. I wasn't trying to do this, but I'm sorry, and I will refrain from doing that. And that's it. Leave it there. That's all he has to do. But him being him, he can't do that because he's a fucking idiot. And that's what fucking idiots do. You know? And then he has a lot of fucking idiots who, again, lionize him that are going to bat for him. So, hey, what can I say? It is what it is. Anyway, as always, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak, making some out. Deuces.